Last time on the farm, we got ourselves into a little bit of shenanigans, as we do, and we ended up buying ourselves a sawmill. Look at this bad boy. Stick around for today's Who Even Is This Guy? And our typical malarkey here on the farm. It is my utmost pleasure to welcome you back. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Nolan. You can call me O. If you would please take a peek at our beautiful, beautiful sawmill here. The Wood Miser. Oh my gosh, I do love my Wood Miser. Turn on the shed lights. Oh, that is beautiful. So either way, it's got 725 liters of planks, some long planks, and wood beams in production. I don't think we're going to see anything this episode, but that is A-okay. Next episode should be fairly well. This one, on the other hand, the greenhouse, we still have 13,000 liters of water in this bad boy, and it looks like we have full pallets of these 4 that are out, plus lettuce, onion, and cabbage available. So we could sell some of these here pallets of stuff for some nice profit. In the shop, we have that wheel loader that was there last time. We have a 9R John Deere, not the 9RT, no tracks on that bad boy, but I mean, just for the sake of looking at that thing, yep, it feels like it's too expensive to look at. And then sadly, the front mower we already own, so we might as well just stick to the one we already have. Let's look at the contracts for today. There is a baling mission that probably wouldn't take that long at all. Cultivating, not for us. Deadwood, no way. A couple fertilized missions, both of which look like they make a fair amount of sense. Hoeing mission, no. A mowing mission, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that beautiful thing. 2,700 bucks. And, I mean, it's starting to look pretty darn rewarding, if you ask me. Otherwise, spraying missions. This one is actually a great deal. So we're going to take on that spraying mission for sure. This weeding mission, probably this wood transport mission with our own stuff, and that mowing mission. We are just going to be, I want to see which ones are in the same areas first. So we are far right, middle bottom, that is north of us, and weeding is north. So we're going to do, looks like the mowing, we're going to simply, but I guess if we're going to lease the stuff, we could put the mower on the front, but then we have to do a long job of mowing. Let's just take on both of the fertilizing missions that we have available to us right away, and then we can look to just continue to snowball this episode and make as much money as remotely possible while our lumber mill does its thing. We do need to switch out the forks on this quick, so I'm going to do that. We're going to buy ourselves 2 brand new pallets of fertilizer. We are going to need 2 brand new pallets of fertilizer for our fertilizer spreader. I don't know why, but it's just, for whatever reason, you got to have something to actually put on the fields. Crazy malarkey there. So let's just leave this big weight right here. And I don't think I can sneak in behind the big agro star to get the fertilizer spreader out, because it's just right there. So let's just pull this thing. We can just pull this thing kind of forward. Oh, I don't have the trailer hooked up. Hook it up. Thank you very much. We'll just sneak out of here. We'll leave the trailer over here. We'll probably end up moving this again later in the episode, but for right now, it is perfectly fine. So let's just grab the fertilizer spreader, grab a fertilizer pallet or 2, and get these missions underway, shall we? All right, here we go. We are all set up to do our fertilizing missions here. We might as well just cut to the chase. I'll see you at the field. All right, there we are. We are now officially fertilizing, which is my perfect time to ask the question I love to ask. How is your day going, everybody? It is my just absolute pleasure to have you with me as we work on our stuff today. So I hope everybody is having just some beautiful days as we work through our stuff, as we do. Interestingly enough, I'm trying to not be so freaking boring sometimes, because sometimes it's like I'm doing great, sometimes I am the most boring person you could ever imagine. And possibly not imagine. Whoa, little wheelie action there. And it's not because I just don't like to talk, don't get me wrong. It's just more so in trying to figure out how to actually communicate properly in the form of a YouTube video. Because in person I can be very interesting. But in the form of a YouTube video, I sometimes struggle to get my very interesting sense of humor across. So bear with me. We're going to be going through a little metamorphosis here of the content while we let a little personality through. And you don't have to worry about personality. He's a great guy indeed. Looks almost like that man over there. But either way, we're just going to be working a little bit on the content side of the content. That's revolutionary behavior, I know. Revolutionary right behind. Yeah, I don't even know where I was going with that. Well, with that train of thought dead, I have no idea what we're going to talk about here. So I think we're just going to have a little time lapse. I apologize. Oh yeah, that's typical. Oh, did I already run out once? Whoa, fuel is bigger than I gave it credit for. Good thing we brought a couple refills with, I guess. You know, I think I figured out something to talk about now. It was kind of a fun little time lapse, as we like to. What are those pallets doing? I find it very interesting how my gameplay style is so different compared to when I play on my own. I always find myself very much willing to go deeply into debt. And I mean deeply into debt. We're talking like $300,000-$400,000. No problem. And I find it very interesting because I find myself right now more conservative with my decision making. Maybe it's because it's just the start from zero vibe. It's like, don't take out any loans. But at the same time, it's like we've had $90,000 in the bank. We could take out a $45,000 loan, but it hasn't been an option. And maybe it hasn't been an option because there's nothing that's truly worth the price of going into debt for that much, maybe. But I'm curious, do you guys, or girls for that matter, have that issue where it's like on your own single player worlds, you find yourself in debt very often? Or maybe even so, you find yourself in debt and you never really dig out of it? That happened a lot to me in FS25. I really do love playing No Man's Land, except it does present the very interesting challenge of the fact that you can't really do contracts on No Man's Land. So if a No Man's Land does drop for FS25, it would have to be like very heavily roleplay based and not so much focused on the gameplay. And that's not to say it's a good or a bad thing, but I would love to do a Start From Nothing challenge on a No Man's Land and not have it be a complete pain in the butt. Because if you play on hard, prices are like 60% of what they would be on normal. So you make money at a just crazy slow pace and hard. And if you play on easy, they're even like way higher. They're almost like 100% more than like just normal. So I would really love to play like a No Man's Land, but at the same time, it's like I don't want to subject myself to just straight up torture. Because the roleplay aspect, it's like I don't really vibe with the roleplay stuff that heavily. I prefer more of the heavily like gameplay side of stuff, where you just kind of use the game mechanics to your advantage. Because I think in roleplay, there's way too much opportunity to throw yourself an easy bone. It's like, oh, this NPC said that, you know, he would buy stuff at the best price of the year in the middle of July, bada bing, bada boom. It's like, well, that's not the way it would likely work ever, for that matter. So I don't know why it would work that way at this instant, you know? So it's really, maybe it's just me, but I always find that the roleplay stuff almost just pulls me out of the immersion. It's like, no, it's a game. You don't have to spray ether into the intake in order to get this old tractor to start. It's an old tractor and it's in a game. It's going to start, you know? So I understand where it could be very appealing to some. But to myself, the roleplay side of stuff it's like nails on a chalkboard. I do not like it that much. But if you guys want me to attempt some of that, I would. I can't say it would be something that ever truly sticks on the channel, but I could confidently say I would make a decent attempt at it. But that's about it, because there's just something about it where it's like you have to go through. It's not like the scripting aspect of it. I think the scripting part of it's fine, but it seems too easy. If you were role playing with other people that were trying to make a profit to the same extent, I think that would be a fine aspect. Like a multiplayer role play, I think would be more than fine, and that would actually be kind of fun. We might be able to do that as a community. Speaking of community, I've been hoping to touch on this for like 3 episodes now. I've put it in the description every single time, but when we hit 800 subscribers, we're going to be hosting community challenges. And basically, this was inspired by when I had that little tiny trailer and we put all the logs on the back of it. We're going to host challenges kind of like that, where I'm going to provide you with a specific tool you have to use for this challenge, what the challenge is, and then the winners of these challenges will be subject to some prizes. We're not talking cash prizes right away. I can level with you. That's just not something that's feasible. But in the Discord server, we're going to start with giving out some very unique roles, and depending on how long the challenges go, that might be a very highly unique role. But we're talking like, you know, you could have like a 1-time challenge winner, 10-time, 5-time, I don't know. But as we go on and the challenges get more competitive because there's more people doing them, I will definitely hope to make the prizes a little bit better. And that's just kind of dependent on the YouTube channel doing well, because I cannot dump money into this, sadly. I'm using a lot of equipment I already had. The microphone, the interface, all of that. That's already equipment I already owned. So as much as I would love to dump a whole bunch of money into this channel, it needs to be able to create the money that we dump into it. So, oh, did we just run out of fertilizer again? That is impressive. Good thing we bought 2, because we've already put 700 into this thing. Already put in 700. But yeah, no, just to reiterate, community challenges at the 800 subscriber mark. Almost said 300. That'd be crazy. So we're really close. And oh, where's my fertilizer line? It's dark right here, so it's got to be right here somewhere. So I'm really hoping to be able to get the community challenge stuff going, so that we can start to have some fun and actually put the Discord server to use a little bit, because right now it just kind of has a ping that goes out for those interested when a video goes live. We may also make it so the Discord server has access to my videos before they go live on YouTube. I'm just kind of toying with this idea a little bit. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to implement that, or maybe it'll just be whenever I have a big production, maybe we'll give a sneak peek to the members of the Discord channel. That's just a thank you for being in that Discord channel. So that is both of the things I'm kind of hoping to do with the Discord channel, community challenges, and then maybe drop some value on everybody who wants that value dropped on them. So I highly encourage dropping into the Discord and saying hi, being there for when we hit that 800 subscriber number, so that our challenges can be very, very fun. Speaking of which, when the YouTube channel does start doing the thing, I don't even know how to describe the thing, but when it starts to do that thing, I am excited to say that I'm hoping to host a online server. And the online server, it's going to reset. I don't know. I'm trying to decide. I think we're going to have one that is going to reset rather often, and it'll be just available to anybody who wants to play. We'll probably set up a large farm for anybody to be able to join, and then people will be able to make their own sub farms should they wish. But it'd be kind of fun to do a little bit of role play on that, check in, see how everybody's doing. So I've got a whole bunch of stuff I would love to do. It's just going to kind of depend on the growth of the channel again, because as much as I would love to just like sit back and play farming all day, I've got other things that I have to do. It's not a choice. I need to provide that monetary value to the family, and that's the bottom line. That is number one. So should the Nolan Farms YouTube channel start to put out a little bit, I'm going to be very excited to be able to put some back in for sure. So either way, we got our fertilizing missions out of the way. Man, that was not a grind at all. We're a little front heavy. If we lift this up a little bit more, maybe we can do like a sick wheelie, like endo. Come on, hold it. Oh man, maybe we can. I mean, that'd be a sick thumbnail, wouldn't it, if I can get this endo perfect? Oh, we gotta try it now. I mean, yeah, we're gonna get our thumbnail out of this. I mean, like, oh, baby. Let's do a little damage to the shed. It never hurts. Never could hurt. Let's be honest here. Let's put this thing away. I'm hoping to do that wood transport mission today. I would love to get that thing out of the way. Just so we could hopefully get a new one in here. Baling! Looks like we're doing round and square bales. Those, not quite what we're looking for. That mowing mission still looks good. And holy weeding mission. $5,000. $5,000. I had to have a little fun there. Wow. That's a big weeding mission. That's only a $600 leasing cost. I mean, we're taking it on, ladies and gentlemen. We're borrowing. We're putting this thing on. We're going to go weed in the Kubota M8201. What a beautiful tractor. I mean, it's also fairly quiet compared to my big loud things. My very big, very loud things. We like to call them tractors, we do. Do we have anything coming out of the sawmill yet? No. But we do have a random field. Oh, look at the tornado damage is still here in some spots. Or maybe this was hail damage. This could have been hail damage. We did have some hail falling between episodes. Believe it or not, there was hail. Some of the most damaging hail I've ever seen in Farming Simulator 25. Also the only hail I have ever seen in FS25. It's a major coincidence. That was, I seen something on the front of that ducting and I'm like, oh, it looks like a golden apple, and then I realized that I was a fool. I was a foolish man to think there'd be a golden apple there. And that's the bottom line. I mean, we were just working on this field right over here, and I just gotta look. This thing right here just seemed really shiny. It says, and I quote, "Don't go in the bin." Can we go in the bin? We cannot. That's crazy behavior. Crazy behavior there. Why would we go in the bin anyways? It's an interesting question for a fella or two, but ladies and gentlemen, sit back and enjoy a beautiful time lapse as we weed this big old field.
I was tripping like a baboon on the Serengeti. She said second session. She said Saturday sounds so sweet. She said she'd fix my ankle, put the rhythm in my feet. Dr. Juice, Sister Squeak, Dr. Juice, Sister Squeak.
We have finished another contract. You can thank me for the hubba bubbas later. They were very nice. You don't have to admit it to me. It was some of my best hubba bubba in a very long time. Let's look at these mowing missions here. We have a front mower. We could, in theory, lease a back mower, or we could just do a wood transportation mission. I hate the crane on that small trailer, so we're just going to accept the contract and bring with ye old dear. This thing is a baller and a half, not quite baller and 2/3. It's very close though, very close. But let's get this thing set up for wood mode here, shall we? And we're in wood mode, ladies and gentlemen. Log forks front loader, big weight in the back, and the big old Kessler trailer. This is honestly probably one of my, it's like a sleeper build for me. I really do enjoy loading this trailer. Now, after the last episode when we loaded them big tall logs on there and it actually worked, I do not actually dread putting this stuff on here, which is great because we spent a considerable amount of money on this log trailer and then just really haven't used it to its full capability whatsoever. So I'm actually very excited to be able to do, like, even this mission here. It's like, I don't like that blue looking tractor, and I also don't like the crane on this log trailer. Maybe I would like it more if we actually had the crane for ourselves. We wouldn't then, considering that, we would then not need the front loader attachment. We wouldn't need the log forks, but we already own them. We already own the log forks. It would be very nice to be able just to bring the trailer with though, and have the means to load up the trees just like that. Especially if we're talking like a deadwood mission where we could just do a deadwood, throw a couple trees in the back and call it a wrap. That's where it would make the most sense to me, because then we wouldn't have to worry at all about how we're going to get those things loaded up. But either way, it's not that big of an issue, truthfully, because either we have the crane or we don't. The difference is that putting the crane on there is like an extra 30 or 45 grand. And okay, I have to try it again, ladies and gentlemen. I see it again. We just have to get in here. You know, like crouch. I'm gonna try to like crouch and look up. Oh, there's no way. Select R. We had to use the keyboard, ladies and gentlemen, but that's a W. That one, it really got me last time. It feels good to get it back a little bit. So we're heading up. We are just going to be on the north part of the lumber yard here. So we're just going to go get all set up, and then we'll get this thing loading. Why not? is a beautiful loading job. I feel like that didn't take very long at all, and I'm all about it because sometimes these missions can drag out a little bit, and truth be told, if we had a better contract where it was, you know, like way more logs, it probably wouldn't take me that much longer anyways. I find my time on these lumber contracts is usually spent in the drive time. I don't know if it's just because we had to do so many lumber contracts earlier in the series where I just got very comfortable with the controls. So I'm thinking that might be part of it. We did just see the train go through, so we're not going to worry about those recommendations that are down. Don't have to worry about those. Honestly, we probably don't even have to have straps on this load. It is so good, but we might as well, just for the sake of safety for all these kind individuals who would like to stay away from the hospital today. Can you believe that? Why would you want to stay away from the hospital? That is a cotton trailer. It was in there earlier. Did not see a use for that one, if I recall correctly. But look at these just very, very nice individuals. Oh yeah, that's a nice little mustache there. No mustaches. Let's see, we got a mustache here. Rate the mustache. I mean, that was a pretty nice mustache there. We'll give that one a 6 out of 10. No mustache on her. Let's go this way. Where are we even going? Oh, we're going south. Then we'll go this way. Yeah, we're big chill. We just had to get away from the potential. Oh, are we wiggling the trailer? We are wiggling the trailer. That's crazy work. But let's just go get these things delivered, and I'm going to start considering the contract on the way down. So little jump here. It's a beautiful contract. Out of the way, another $2,300, bringing us to a grand total of $26,660. And now, here's where I'm thinking. We know we're going to need some more mowing action. Without a doubt, we know we're going to need it. And I was looking, it's like we could just purchase this back mower for $16,500. Or do we lease it for $8 and save up for $35? The main difference is that this one basically adds 4 meters to one side, and this would add 4 meters to each side. So it would effectively be 50% more effective. Or if you want to look at it as in terms of total mowing power, this combination we get close to 7 meters, and this one we're out at 11. So it's not 33% more effective, but it's twice the money to do it. So I'm kind of on the fence about it. There's only the 2 grass fields on this map, or the 3 grass fields. So I'm thinking we're just gonna go with the smaller mower. That way, if any of the mowing missions come up, we can still do them fairly effectively, but we don't have to just pay money out our booties to accomplish it. So that's kind of what I was thinking here. This mower here is kind of a nice deal. Otherwise, we could go way more expensive, but I don't want to have to do that. I would rather just purchase this one and be done with it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking that's going to be the move we make. I know I wanted to try to save up and just put 40 grand in the account constantly, but odds are, now that we have seen a mower of something we're already attempting to do, we're not going to see something else that's going to be providing value very soon. So I'm thinking we might as well go on the offensive, get this mower all figured out so that when push comes to shove, it's just one more tool we have in our arsenal for making money. And let me tell you, we're here to make money, so we're going to purchase the bad boy. Oh my. We do need to leave this very, very large... This isn't the big weight, actually, the small weight. We do need to leave this very, very small weight behind. Hit the 3-point on this. I love the sound of this big tractor. The AgroStar is freaking huge. I love it. It's just got horsepower, and there's something to be said for that. It gets up to its speed really quick, and it doesn't feel like it's like just being held down by our equipment nearly as much as our John Deere does. And it probably helps that, you know, this one has twice the horsepower. So let's take on both of these mowing missions here. I want to start to be making some huge money on the mowing stuff. Let's take a peek. One slightly to the north, one deep in the south. That guy just tried to brake check us, but it failed because I am a professional. I'm not even going to say I'm a professional. I just got lucky that time. Let's go with that. So I think we're at that grass field just over yonder. Yep. So we'll be there in just a moment. We can try out our brand new mower, which we've leased before, so we already know what we're kind of working with. All right. Looks like it was missing that first little bit, so if we know we come up short, we can just come straight to this part. I'm loving this. 14 miles per hour. We're making like 4 grand on this pair of missions, and it's not going to take that long whatsoever. And that's what I'm all about. I'm about these missions that are going to just absolutely breeze by and still make us a killing. No, we want this side, please. Thank you. Yeah, this is... I think this was the right decision. It would have been fun to have the bigger mower to be able to wipe out an additional row and just make them go that much faster. But at the same time, it definitely wasn't worth 35 grand to be able to do it. But 16 grand, I think, is worth the other side of this. It makes our mowing missions twice as effective. So it helps provide more value just when it's paired with our front mower. So we're going to zoom on through this mission. Ladies and gentlemen, let's do it. Another beautiful mission taken care of, and I'm all about it. Because now we have 2 mowers in our name that we could use on whatever it is we want to use it on. We're really not out that much money. We're only, I mean, what, we put 16 grand on the mower and it already just paid back 4. That's not counting the front mower as a loss of income. But even so, now that we have both mowers, we're going to be able to take on any mowing mission and do it with a fair amount of speed, which is going to be very important for us, especially if we do want to get into silage a little bit later in the series. Some other stuff we could consider doing. We need to look at possibly doing some baling missions here. There is some fertilizing, a hoeing for $2,400. Otherwise, this spraying mission, and I want to take on that spraying mission. I really do. So we're going to take on this spraying mission here. We're going to borrow the items for it, but then we're also going to accept the contract for the other one and drive through this poor field, which I have been through many times. Let's just sneak through here and then through here. Oh my gosh, somebody sign me. Somebody sign me, please. There we go. Drop the front off right there. I'm going to keep our mowers out just so we can get at them a little bit easier. Our shed is a little bit congested, as some would say. Oh, that is so clean. It like didn't even move vertically whatsoever. So let's leave this here. Go grab. Oh my gosh, that is a unit. I would love one of these. I would love one of these. Maybe we need to actually save money properly so that should the opportunity arise, we can actually use one of these crazy things. But either way, let's just quick swing on by. Let's drive over that snow. Maybe it'll melt for us. Swing on by. Refill this sprayer with the herbicide we had left over. And I mean, we've got 500 left over here. I don't know if it's going to be quite enough to do both of those fields. It might pay for us to get a small one, but we're going to risk it. I don't want to tie up money in herbicide, especially considering we haven't done an herbicide mission in like 16 or 17 episodes. So we had best just hope we have enough here, and if we don't, we can just come back down and buy some. I think it's more worth the money than the time. So let's play Spray-E. Not to be confused with Spray F or Spray G. This is just Spray-E. And let's start unfolding this thing. And now I wonder what kind of working with we're looking at. Oh, it's freaking huge. Oh. Yeah, we're going to want a little bit of steer assist here. Back it up. Hopefully we can avoid That sign. Nope, the parking sign has been got. I don't think we're gonna have enough. We might have enough for this field, but I very much doubt we're gonna have enough for both of these fields. And that's just going to be the reality of the situation. I think we're gonna burn through almost all of it on this field, and then time come next field, it's just going to be poor. So let's just see how far this gets us. Bingo! That's a major success for us. Let's keep the eye. Let me back up here. Okay, we just have to go take a peek. I thought I seen a golden apple like right here in one of these pots. But, oh, a hammer. Cool. Yeah, no, I thought I seen one like right here, but that's obviously not the case. There's a very interesting. I figure we have to stop and take a peek once in a while. It's not like I'm just like actively hunting for golden apples. It's just a very interesting spot. And I thought there was one sitting in those plants. So it's like, oh, we might as well just stop and see if that was truly the case. And it, of course, was not. It was not the case, and that is just fine. Just fine. You know, as we round out today's episode, we have two things left on our plates. And they're both actually kind of fun, believe it or not. The first thing being, we've gotten a great name recommendation for our green agro star on the farm, and I think you're all going to love to hear it. Let's go take a peek at it here. Here we are. We got $3,100 off that contract, and ladies and gentlemen, you are now looking at the affectionately named Big Red. I know, it's beautiful. It is my favorite Big Red tractor. Not associated with the color, believe it or not. So, ladies and gentlemen, Big Red has presented itself, and it is beautiful. I love Big Red so much. It's one of my favorite tractors. Now, the other thing is, look at this. We have 1,000 liters of planks. 1,000 liters. And I just want to see what they're worth for as we move forward with the series. Let's take a peek here, planks. Oh my gosh. Oh man. That is atrocious behavior. 1 month, $1,400 produced. It's still working on planks and wooden beams. That is so big for us. And not only that, but the greenhouse is sitting on 7 pallets as well. We are in business. And the last part of business, I want to show you. Let me teach you about business, ladies and gentlemen. There's a thing about business I haven't shown you before, and that is, I learned something. If we scroll down, look at the, where is it? The canning preserve right here. Look at the stuff this thing uses. It uses beans, chilies, garlics, peas, eggs, carrots, and look at this. I see chilies, garlic, cabbage, spring onions. It's possible, ladies and gentlemen, that the preserved food factory, this little guy right here, is going to make an appearance on our farm sooner than later. We're getting into the small productions, and it is so much fun. But ladies and gentlemen, it is time for us to say goodbye today. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me as we continue to make some money on our Start From Nothing challenge. I hope you all have beautiful days and nights. Take care.